G'day scrappers, welcome to the most epic, biggest scrap marathon in television history. This is going to go on for quite some time, probably a video every couple of days. And I've just got probably at least 200 PCs and servers to scrap out, as well as lots of switches and cables, lots of full bins of cables. And yeah, part of it was the 103 PCs that I picked up the other day, and so that's all got to be scrapped. A lot of this stuff has got to be scrapped. It's all happening. So today I'm making a start, and the first thing I've got to do is just clear up all this rubbish and take it to the scrap yard. All these receipt boxes, I scrap one out and there's nothing in it, not worth scrapping at all. I'll just sell them as dirty pressing steel. And yeah, so that's all I'm going to do right now is just load up the van, go to the scrap yard, empty all that, and then come back and probably do another trip by sending some recycling stuff, cardboard boxes and plastic. Once I've got that out the way, we can start our scrap marathon. I'm one day earlier than expected because today I was actually going to go out street scrapping. But we're in lockdown, and aside from having to wear a mask, which is quite uncomfortable when you're walking around, you know, when I'm running around street scrapping, apparently in the area it's a bit hot at the moment. There are police patrolling, and it's actually, if you get caught away from home and not doing either shopping or a few things, you get a $1,600 fine. And so even though technically I street scrap not for picking and making spare money, I do it for as part of my living, you know. So I'm a registered business, and eWaste is what I do professionally. You know, I'm self-employed, and so I rely on getting eWaste from all different sources. And because businesses and stuff have closed down and slowed up, I'm not getting many jobs. There's schools are closed at the moment, so I'm not getting many jobs apart from this unusual 103 PC pickup the other day. Not much work is coming in, so I got to rely on street scrapping to bring back a bunch of PCs, electronics to scrap out, so it keeps me busy throughout the week. Now, obviously, I've got a lot of work on at the moment here, so I don't really need work for this week coming. So that's the thing. It's a way up. Do I go out there and take more scrap and bring it back so I can continue working, or do I take, you know, is there a risk there? You know, I don't want to be standing in the street arguing with the cops why I'm there, you know, whereas another scrapper, or they call themselves pickers, they go out there and pick for furniture and bric-a-brac and all kinds of things. Technically, they're not meant to do that because they're doing that as a hobby, as pastime. We can go out to exercise, but apparently you can't go outside of your area to exercise. You got to sort of stay around. So anyway, and where the street scrapping is, it's 40 minutes drive away, so it's way out the other side of town, so it's not my thing. It's not my area, and yeah, I just don't want to be arguing with the cops as to why I'm, you know, out there and, you know, trying to prove So not this week anyway, because it's the lockdown is, you know, kind of just restarted. It's just a little bit early. You know, maybe next week they're going to ease off a little bit, maybe, you know, maybe not, but yeah, just this week I didn't think it was appropriate, because a lot of other basic scrappers don't have, you know, can't go out there and scrap and pick up their stuff. No doubt there will be people out there taking that risk, but even though I've got less of a risk, I'm not, you know, desperate for scrap, and so I just didn't want to push my luck and end up with a $1,600 fine, because hey, it's hard enough to make money as it is, let alone dealing with a $1,600 fine. So here's my old washing machine. I've already put a whole heap of junk in there. So that's the first thing I want to get into the van. I'll just go and get my trolley. And yeah, it's all fun and games. You know, this lockdown, everyone's got their opinions as to what's going on. It's a pain in the backside, I tell you. Be glad when it's all over, if it ever is, because they just seem to be making it harder and harder, you know. And the thing that I noticed, like, as well as getting a $1,600 fine, like just being out and about doing nothing or going to visit people or stuff, also you got to wear a mask, and if they catch you out in the streets without a mask, it's another $200 fine. So I don't mind wearing a mask. It's just a little bit hard when you're working and you're puffing and panting, like when I done that pickup of 100 PCs. Yeah, it was pretty hard to breathe. So this is what we're going to be doing. So yeah, I just don't have any room to process my PCs and put them anywhere, so I've got to at least get this whole batch done, and then we'll be in business and doing this scrap marathon. As I said, it's going to be a pretty epic marathon, and I'll try not to make the videos go too long, but there's a lot of stuff to get through, and once and for all I've got to get through this and got to get back into that garage. Got so many cables. I've probably got 4 days of cables alone to do, and there's a lot that you can't actually see. I've got Apple iMacs. I've got about 20 Apple iMacs that I need to get rid of. These ones, they're a bit, they're not too bad to scrap. They're a bit of a pain, but yeah, because I got 20 of them, that's quite a lot of work alone. And with the cable, I can only do so much in a day, because it really, you know, wears out your hands. And so I need this bin. So this will be the first bin of cables that I think I'm just going to make a start on them today. But yeah, so all right, well, let's get this done, load up the van, and I'll see yous at the scrapyard. Thanks, mate. Okay. Rubbish. Broom. Okay, well, there you go. Rubbish pressing steel out the door, all gone. What was it? It was $88 for that load. So considering it was my rubbish, I mean, I'm pretty happy with that. Can't complain. Yeah. What was it? 680 kilos at 13 cents a kilo. So $88.40. Yeah, 680 kilos wasn't bad. And you know, as you saw, there was PC monitors, a printer, a flat screen TV, gosh, and then all those receipt boxes. Some people have said that I, you know, should go scrap them out. There's a little bit of, tiny little bit of gold recovery in there. Nah, I just don't have time to scrap them out to get just a tiny little bit. And what ends up then is I have another stack of plastic that would probably fill up 2 bins. And even though I can get rid of my plastic, it still costs me time to take it to the recycler. So like this tub, I've got to take it to the recycler, and I can only fit 2 tubs in my van at a time. And so if the plastic takes up 1 spot, I can only take 1 tub of boards to sell, and it adds up to more trips over the month. And you know, time is money, and also got to drive there, and so I was never going to scrap out those receipt boxes. I'm just glad that they're gone. And well, the funny thing is, I've got to go back and finish off that pickup. The receipt boxes, the 103 PCs. So I might even end up with more of those receipt boxes. And I know there's a couple of printers, and hopefully there's not too many other rubbish things. I'm pretty sure it's mostly rubbish though. So, oh well. It's going to be a low value pickup this second time around, but hey, I got 103 PCs out of the job, so the least I can do is go and pick up the lower value stuff as well, or more of it, and hopefully they've found a few extra PCs or a couple of laptops or something, just to get a little bit of value. Okay, so time to drive up and get rid of this cardboard. Okay. Well, it's a pretty rugged looking recycling centre, this one. Better put on the good old mask. Cardboard. Yay! And this is just around the corner, so pretty good. Doesn't cost too much time, but still, I'd rather be back home scrapping. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there, guys. Main thing is, all this cardboard gets recycled, goes back into the system. Okay. Hey. Goodbye. Okay. The good thing about this place, you just drive in, drop off your stuff and go. You don't have to stop and talk to anyone. The only thing here is that sometimes the weighbridge, there can be 3 or 4 trucks in a row, and then you've got to wait quite a long time to get out of here, because there's only one way in and one way out, and that's over the weighbridge. So if you have to wait for trucks to weigh out, yeah, you can sit there sometimes for 15 minutes just to get out of the place. Okay, well, finally, we can at least start the scrap marathon now and at least get some things out the way, because yeah, as I said, I got to go and do this second pickup, and I can't just leave it because it's a new client, and you know, keep them happy. And then yes, I've got 2 more pickups to do, and the second one is a regular, it's another recycler, and they he's my buyer for laptops and like i5 PCs, good PCs. So at the same time, when I drop off stuff to sell to him, I also I got a couple of tubs there with that he puts all his cables and all kinds of junk in there for me. Some of the things I buy off him, so it sort of balances out. So yeah, so he sort of does me a bit of a favor, because I bring him laptops to buy and he conditions them and sells them off again, and he makes, you know, pretty good profit there, I suppose. But I'm just happy to get rid of them. I don't have time to test and refurbish and stuff like that. He's got about 6 staff that can do that. All right, well, let's get home, start scrapping. Okay guys, well, here we go. Finally get to do a bit of scrapping, and the very first thing I need to do is empty this bin full of cable and stuff. Not really sure how deep it goes with cable, but I really need this bin for the second pickup that I'm doing. So yep, this is the first part of the marathon, as well as all these switches. I just can't believe how many switches I've had this year. Aside from modems, this year is the year of the switch. They're just coming from everywhere, and I've done heaps over the last couple of months, and here's another batch, and I've also got another batch at the back. But these are the first things that you'll see me scrapping in this marathon. And right now, though, number one priority is to get rid of this whole tub, so I can use this tub when I'm bringing in I'm bringing in a lot more cable in the second pickup. You'll see that when I bring it, you'll see just how much cable I'm going to have. And and I need an empty bin just to weigh up the cable, because some of the things like insulated cable from this particular pickup, I mentioned we've got a deal where he buys my laptops and PCs and stuff, and I buy his cable. And so even though it's a lot easier to buy laptops and refurbish them to sell than it is to do it with cable, because I just need another little tub. Yeah, because cable isn't worth a whole heap, and I've still got to process it. Like I've got to do this kind of thing with pretty much all of it, and so it's very time consuming, but the reason why I buy off him is because, well, it's not just cable, also get a mixed batch of stuff. You'll see that tomorrow, and so it all helps. And since I'm already going there to sell my stuff, why not, you know, just get a little bit of extra value. And I'm kind of just planning ahead for days or weeks where I'm not going to have that much stuff to process. And so any work, even if it's low value and I'm not making much out of it, is better than nothing at all, you know. So this Christmas lights, just throw that in low grade. It's probably even lower than low grade, really. Yeah, so unfortunately this is all I've got to do. And this tub of clean cable, insulated mid-grade insulated wire, it's almost full as well. So this will definitely fill it up, and I'll probably have to fill up a tub just until I empty another bin. So also through the marathon, it won't be this stage. Don't know why I'm doing that. It'll be you know, probably the second video or the third video of this marathon. I'll also be processing a couple of more bins, because yeah, I've got a lot of smalls in bins. Oh, well, you know, so for some people that are reasonably new to my channel and what I do, you might look at all this cable and say, wow, there's a lot of money worth of cable or whatever. But as you see, this is time consuming, and it's not high value, and so it's a real balance, you know. It's very hard in this kind of e-waste recycling to really make real good money. If I had a factory and I could recondition PCs myself, or pay someone to do it, and you know, sell refurbished PCs and stuff, yeah, that's another stage of the business. But it's not the business that I wanted to ever do, because I'd need a factory, and you know, it's a balance. Then, you know, you've got to pay for the factory and pay for staff, and so it's a real balance, and I don't want that pressure at this stage, you know. This business was set up initially because I was interested in precious metals and wanted to you know, process e-waste just from home, and that's what I've been doing for like 6 years now, you know, just processing e-waste from home and working on my own terms and in my own times. You know, I'm a bit of a night owl, so I might not go to bed till 2 o'clock in the morning. Don't know why, but it's always been like that. And so I like to, you know, some days I'm in bed 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm still in bed, you know, and that's how I like it, the flexibility to do what I choose to do. You know, if I want to get up 6 o'clock in the morning and start work, I can do that. If I don't want to do anything, I can do that too, and that's how I like it. So although, you know, making money is great, but I gave up the idea that I was going to be ever going to be a millionaire years ago, you know. So I'm over that stage. Just life's too short to, you know, really stress about money and that. I mean, my stress here is just trying to keep on top of stuff. If I can eventually do that, you'll probably see you know, a little bit different version of me as far as my videos, you know, because I'll be able to have a bit more flexibility to have more fun and just, you know, just do more interesting things, some crazy things, and melting copper and all kinds of things like that. But I just don't have time to do those kind of things because there's so much work. And well, hey, still got to pay the bills at the end of the day, you know, so it's all good. I'm not complaining. I mean, the second pickup that I'm doing coming up, I don't really have to do it. You know, I don't need to get, you know, more of this kind of cable and stuff. But I just enjoy it, you know, and yeah, pays the bills. After about an hour of this, your hands start to get really sore too. So it's not the sort of thing you can just sit down and say, okay, I'm going to finish off this bin and you know, move on. Really got to balance it out. But I've got some time before I'm going to do that second pickup, so I'll try and get as much done, and what I don't get done, because I need the bin, I'll just tip into a tub and finish it off the next day. But yeah, so, but you know, this is real, you know, for anyone that was interested in recycling e-waste, this is a kind of job, you know, you can, if you're running the business, you can have staff processing other stuff, your heavy equipment, your PCs and all that, and every time you've got a bit of spare time yourself, this is good stuff to come out and do, you know, just to keep your mind ticking along, and yeah, and just getting some extra value for the recycler that I get a lot of this cable from now. It's not worth for him to have a staff member process this stuff, you know. He's busy as it is. They've got a lot of stuff coming through, and yeah, it's to get that extra value, so that they're better off just selling complete like that and getting, you know, low grade price, you know. But see that if I cut out this wire, I'm actually losing more than 50% weight in this junk, so I'd rather just have it as low grade wire. It kills two birds, saves cutting, and we don't actually lose any real value. Yeah, but obviously I've got to cut all these plugs off to get my mid-grade price, which is the last time I went, it was pretty good. It was $2.40. Sorry, $2.50. So that was pretty good. The time I went before that was $2.40. So, you know, if it's going up, that's good. This sort of just little headphones. Some of this wire is so light, it wouldn't even register. But after all the you know, just going out and doing that scrap steel run, just really happy getting rid of that rubbish. It's all rubbish to me, that stuff. To get $88 is just a little bonus, you know. Still got to, you know, it's still work even for that, you know. 88 bucks, had to get the stuff first, and then you know, after I processed it, loaded it all into a van, take it to the scrapyard, unloaded it, go to the cashier. You know, nothing's for nothing in this this eWaste game, you know. And yeah, but I wouldn't change it at this stage. I'm really, you know, I'm still enjoying what I'm doing here, and you know, I love my oddball electronics. I love just, you know, seeing stuff that I've never seen. You know, it's all good. So I hope you aren't just sitting there watching. You are actually keeping yourselves busy. Maybe doing the same thing, processing some wire, or stripping some cables, or scrapping a few PCs out or something. And always make sure, you know, the power supplies, the only ones that are good for me, the laptop ones that I can actually sell the power supplies. I don't get much for them, but still I get more for them than scrapping them as for the wire. And so a good trick to know whether it's a laptop type of power supply or not, because sometimes they can look like laptop power supplies, you know, but they can be for printers and copiers and that sort of stuff. So you're looking at around 19 volts. Okay, so if I get, here's some that I keep aside for my buyer when I go there. So this one here, it's a generic one. It's a Delta Electronics. So, you know, and now you think, well, is this a laptop charger, or is it for a printer or something else? Camera. And so all you need to look at the output, 19 volts. So it's got to be at least 18.5 and above. So that's what a laptop power supply rates at. And I didn't know that before, and the guy that I sell laptops to and power supplies, you know, he said, no, just when you cause sometimes I get a whole big batch of them, and I think, oh, you want these? And they're only 12 volt or less or whatever. He said, no, if they've got to be 19 volts, around 19 volt, and then, yep, they'll be for a laptop, even if they don't say HP, Lenovo or something on them. They might be just a generic power supply, but yeah. And so, you know, one thing, if you're not refurbishing your PCs and stuff, you don't have the technical knowledge all the time. Yeah, the most important part of this eWaste recycling game is to find buyers. Okay, so you need to find buyers for everything as much as you can. So obviously the scrapping of e-waste is your last resort. You know, I get a lot of comments on my channel, on my videos, you know, when they say, oh, you know, you could have sold that for 10 bucks, 5 bucks. No, I know what I can sell. And I'm not talking about selling on eBay, because I'd have to hire staff, you know, at least one person to just deal with eBay. It's not, you know, selling 1 or 2 items is nothing. You know, when I used to sell on eBay, I'd have probably at least around 1,000 items, and you know, would probably sell 50 items a week. And that's if I didn't have things like RAM, say 2 gig RAM sticks for laptops. Sometimes, you know, you might have 20 packages just going out of RAM a week. And it's so, what I found is I was spending most of my time inside posting and packing, and going to the post office, standing there waiting in queue, and I just wasn't getting enough stuff done. I have to go and do pickups and that. So it's taken, you know, a few years, but you know, I've found buyers for a lot of my things, and so it makes all the difference. Even though, you know, like you'll see before I go and do this second pickup, you'll see the stuff that I'm going to be taking to him, and I'll give you a rough example of the prices when I show you. But some of the things like PCs, there's some nice little i3 PCs that I'll show you. He's going to pay me 35 bucks each for them. Now, it's still okay, because you got to remember, I get this stuff for free, just the time that it takes to go and pick it up. But had to focus out. But 35 bucks each. And now, if I look them up on eBay, they're probably selling for 120 bucks refurbished, right? But I don't have the time to go through them and refurbish them and check that they're all working perfectly. And a lot of stuff I don't get power supplies for, so you know, there's a lot of things that I wouldn't be able to test even if I wanted to, and then list them on eBay and all that. So he's got that system in place where he can do that, and he can do a lot of PCs in one go. One day I'll show you a video. I'll do a video of his system, his setup, his factory, and yeah, you'll see what needs to be put in place to be a good reseller, refurbisher kind of business. But so yeah, I'm more than happy to just pass off my laptops and good PCs at a very wholesale type price. I get the money straight up and let them deal with it. You know, if there's a laptop that's stuffed, that's not my problem. They buy, you know, obviously they pay with the fact that, you know, there is a possibility that some can be broken, but usually most of the stuff I get is pretty good. And yeah, so it can really make a big difference, you know. For example, I could bring in a batch of laptops where I might have just picked up from 2 different places, say, during that week, and you know, I could end up walking away with like $2,500 just from the laptops from 2 pickups. And so what you see here me doing is you know, where I'll scrap something out and people say, oh, you know, you could have sold that for $15 on eBay or whatever. They sell for $100 each. Yeah, that's fine, but you show me, you know, the people that have got the time to do that, to sit there. And the worst thing is when you get the email from the person that bought something and they said, oh yeah, look, this thing I bought off you, it doesn't, there's something wrong with it, I want to send it back, you know. And so all that time you put into taking pictures, listing, and posting and packaging, that's out the door. And yeah, so I'm not a tech geek, so you know, I never got into recycling e-waste because I was necessarily into computers and IT equipment. I got into recycling e-waste because I was interested in precious metals, gold recovery. You know, I wanted, you know, where am I going to get gold? I want gold, silver, and all the metals. Well, you know, you read a few articles and say, oh, there's gold and silver in e-waste. Oh, okay, well, I don't have a job. I was looking for work. Well, why not just go into the e-waste business? Pick it up. And yeah, someone mentioned on the on recent video where, you know, with those 103 PCs that I've just picked up, you know, and someone's commented, oh well, you know, someone just calls and says, hey, I got 103 PCs I need picked up for free if you want them. You know, it's just funny to look at it like that. Like, most people only deal with one PC at a time, you know, their own, but you know, for someone to call and, you know, but that didn't happen overnight. Most people in business know that getting clients and getting and advertising, it doesn't, you know, happen overnight. It takes a lot of, you know, can take years of advertising and, you know, putting money and effort into things. And so although e-waste comes to me, all I have to do is go and pick it up and do that work. It's free. It's not really free if you look at what I had to, you know, put in place over the years to actually have people calling me. I said website advertising, over the time word of mouth happens. One person talks to another and says, oh yeah, well, I got my e-waste taken away by, you know, Ben, and give him a call. You know, he doesn't charge, he does it all for you, you know. And people are happy that they're just sitting in their office doing their work, and I'm loading up and doing that work for them. They don't have to worry about where they're going to put the stuff, you know. Even I get people saying, oh, we would have put it into the skip bin and just got rid of it like that, but no one's got time to actually take it down and throw it into the bin. You know, so it's like, you know, offering free labor in a way to office guys and, you know, business people. If they're if they're busy, time's money. They'll probably make you know, they'll make a lot more money doing their work than they would mucking around and dragging e-waste to the bin. I don't know. And yeah, no doubt I'll have the the complimentary comments saying you talk too much. Hey, I've been making YouTube videos for about 5 years. I don't think I've seen a comment that's any like that. That's new. You know, whether it's you could sell that on eBay, or you talk too much, or you repeat yourself too much. It doesn't really matter. You know, sometimes I used to say, well, just put the volume on mute. You know, if you're interested in watching what I'm doing, then just turn the volume off and it's all good. But for those scrappers that are working right now and got me playing in the background, keep it up, guys. It all adds up. You know, if you're just snipping off that little bit of brass or whatever you're doing, stripping that copper cable, no problem. Once that bucket's full, move on to the next, and it just goes around like that. Yeah. So some of this data cable, technically it's just data cable, but it looks like normal wire to me, so, you know, try and get away with a little bit. It's, you know, because this tub is it's mid-grade insulated, so it's meant to be you know, around 43% copper. Well, a lot of this stuff isn't 43, but I guess it balances out because, oh gosh, that's one of those Wii controllers. Look how dirty that is. That's probably been in a junkyard or something. We don't want that one. Well, as you can see, we've gotten down quite a bit. The top part of the bin is the biggest part because how the bin sort of tapers out, so this is the widest section. So we have got through quite a decent amount here. Already looking good, and so I'll just probably continue on here. Otherwise this marathon will end up being 200-hour long video. These I don't really bother with much. I can't be bothered getting that little board out. Just process it. So this Cat 5, when they're odd colours like yellow and blue and red, I throw that into my data cable. When they're grey, white or black, a lot of that I just throw into mid-grade, because technically data cable is just as good, if not better, than mid-grade, but they just don't pay for it here in Australia like they do in, say, in America, where you get more for Cat 5 and 6 than you do for regular mid-grade wire. So I know that they're not missing out, losing, by throwing a little bit in there, because it's actually better than what they expect. Well, don't know how I'm going for time, but yeah, I've got to get ready and go and do that first pickup, that finish off that 103 PC job. Just hope that there's going to be you know, at least a couple of extra laptops, you know, and a few extra PCs, but I doubt it. But well, it's a new client, so hopefully
I get called again when they do another upgrade, and that's how it goes. So you might not, you know, I might not hear from them for 1.5 years, and then all of a sudden they'll say, oh yeah, well, we got, you know, recycle fuel again. And that's how it goes, you know. And so every year it just sort of cycles around, and you know, sometimes you don't hear from old clients for 2 years, and then all of a sudden they'll call and, oh yeah, oh, how's it going, you know, oh, you got some more stuff, cool, I'll come and pick it up, and you know, and around it goes. It's one of those Huawei, it's sort of like I think it's a Wi-Fi kind of thing or something, but I'll just throw this into cell phones. Cell phones I sell as scrap. I get okay prices, not many there, but I've just started that bin. I've actually got a bin full of them somewhere. I just haven't had a chance to get into the garage to find them. So, you know, I get a bit for cell phones, but it's only as scrap. Laptops are the key in this business if you're looking at maximizing value. And yeah, and like I was saying before, one of the most important things about the e-waste recycling business is knowing what to do with the stuff that you're getting. Okay, it's not, you might see, you know, me scrapping out stuff. That's only because I've got no one to buy it in my normal ways, and but otherwise, you know, a lot of stuff you don't see because it's put away for the buyer, you know, and I've got a few buyers for a few different things, and some buyers buying the same kind of things, but I try and balance it out. I know what, I've got one buyer that likes specific types of laptops and that, and so when I get them, I keep them aside for him and sell the rest to my other buyer, which is, my other buyer is my main buyer really. But when you're in this kind of business and you advertise, you actually get a lot of people calling you and wanting to buy stuff off you, and scrap, and yeah, it can be amazing at times. And because I'm on YouTube, I get probably 10 emails a week from people all over the world wanting to buy scrap. You know, oh, you know, we'll buy container loads of this and that and send it to Pakistan or somewhere, you know. Not interested at all. And I don't get that kind of volume to be shipping off container loads of stuff, you know. And, you know, or I'll get the guys that want to do gold recovery and they'll say, oh, you know, we'll buy all your ceramic CPUs and, you know, we'll buy it by the ton. And that comment there tells me straight away that they don't even know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're doing. Ceramic CPUs by the ton? Give me a break. I actually got a call a couple of weeks ago. I haven't had this type of call for about a year. I usually get a lot of kids calling me about wanting to sell me ceramic CPUs, right? And it's really funny. I had this guy, and he sounded really professional, I suppose. And he's saying, "Oh yeah, I've got a lot of ceramic CPUs." And I say, "Well, how many?" He goes, "Oh, look, tons of it." I said, "Okay, what kind?" He's rolling off these numbers. You know, he's saying, "Oh, you know, like 486s. We've got Cyrix." And I'm going, oh, okay, you know, and I just knew that's a bit weird, you know. There is no one in the world that has tons of 486s and Syrixes and you know, Pentium Pros and all that kind of stuff. You know, most of that stuff has already been processed. And I said, okay. And then I even mentioned to him, I said, look, I get these kind of calls often where people, they'll see like videos like mine or other videos on gold recovery and value from gold recovery. And I'll see, oh yeah, Pentium Pros, you know, you get, you know, 0.3 of a gram of gold, you know, whatever, you know. Or they'll see my buy prices and I'm paid like $90 a kilo, whatever it is, for Pentium Pros, and $150 a kilo for 486s and stuff. And they'll say, and so what they do is they look on Google for, you know, scrap CPUs, ceramic CPUs, and they all come across the same site. What's that one from China? The Alibaba, right? They all look on that, and they look for scrap PCs for gold recovery, and they'll see pictures of Pentium Pros and all these gold ceramic CPUs, and then they'll look at the prices, and it's like $12 a kilo, and they can supply, you know, tons of it, unlimited. $12 a kilo for you know, 486 CPUs. Impossible. No one's going to give you that. And so they think, oh, hang on, eWaste Ben, he's paying $150 a kilo. I can buy him for $12 a kilo on Alibaba. So I'll just, yeah, that's going to be my business. I'm going to import them from Alibaba and sell them to eWaste Ben. And so I mentioned it to him. I said, look, I get a lot of people you know, asking about that kind of thing. And I said, well, where are you getting them from? And he said, oh, Japan and places. And oh yeah, right, sure, Japan. I said, okay, well, send me some pictures, right? And that's one of the key things. When someone sends you a picture of what they got, and they send you a picture of a table with CPUs, just right click that picture and search Google for it, and you'll find that picture pop up all over the place. In fact, some pictures that people send me of the stock that they have, I've seen those pictures like over the last 5 years, the same pictures. So I know straight away all they're doing is they're taking they're copying the pictures that they're seeing in the advertisements. They're even copying and pasting the words from those advertisements and putting it into emails to me. And you know, and I write back, I say, look mate, yeah, sorry buddy, not interested. And you know, I try and warn them, you know, so what you see in the picture is not what you actually get for $10 a kilo. Read the fine print and you'll see that those CPUs, the models that they're putting in the fine print are low, the regular pinless CPUs. I buy them for $4.50 a kilo, you know, but I say to them, look, you can get ceramic CPUs. It don't matter how many you get 10 ton, no problem. I have buyers for it, because obviously I couldn't buy even a ton of say 486s. 1 ton of 486s is $150,000. So obviously I don't have that sort of money to put into anything. But I do have buyers. So what would happen then is I would become just like a bit of a middleman, and I would help people out like that, and my buyer would just look after me, you know, maybe give me a little kickback and stuff like that, you know. But yeah, But for every call and email that I've received from people that are telling me they've got stacks of ceramic CPUs, not one has ever come good. Alright, and so if you're new to this business, or you're interested in gold recovery, be very cautious of what you buy in online marketplaces. If anything, first buy a sample, and then, even then, make sure you would buy something like that through escrow, where you get the goods before they release the money to the seller, because yeah, there's a lot of scams out there, and it's just funny that, you know, I used to get a lot of kids doing that. I even had one kid once. He said, "Oh look, so I know where to get them, you know, and I'll send you like 486 ceramics, right? How about like 300 kilos?" I said, "Yep, no problem." He said, "But would you be able to actually buy them from the place?" And he wanted me to pay for the CPUs he was going to buy online, and then I would get the delivery of them and then pay him on top of that the profit. I don't know, I thought, oh man, you know, he must have been probably was, you know, you just can't tell online, you know, like in emails, but I reckon the kid was probably 12 years old. I just said, you know, I was still nice to him, you know, I wasn't, you know, going to be a goose, so I just said, "No, sorry, mate, I can't do that, you know, if you can get them." But, yeah, because for some reason, some people do searches on Google, and they think they're the only ones that have done that search, or know how to use Google. You know, there's nothing new on Google. But anyway, enough of me. This these cables have been quite easy. A lot of it's sort of semi-processed. There's a bonus slot card that's not worth taking the fingers off, because you can see how shiny that is. It's almost mirror finish. Just throw it into motherboards. Yeah, so these 103 PCs, I'm going to go through. That's part of the marathon. These things here, someone mentioned in the comments section kind of what they are, and actually guessed that the circuit board in there is like a motherboard grade, regular motherboard grade board, and that's what it is. It's like just a little motherboard. So yeah, we'll scrap some of them out. Gosh, got heaps to scrap out. So, all right, well, we're getting there with this bin. That's good. Okay, and we're getting there with this stuff. Just, yeah, like doing what I'm doing now, if you calculate by the hour the value that I'm doing, it's, you know, it's not very good value, but I don't mind doing it because it just gives me a bit of a break. It's only when, like at the moment now, I've got, you know, I have to do it because I need the bin. You know, I prefer to just do it in my own time when I think, oh yeah, I might just do 20 minutes of chord processing. So, but never mind. Sometimes we just got to do it. So an old cheap pocket radio. These ones I like with these, the newer style gold pins, and yeah, I'll probably get asked why do I take out these. It's just for storage. It just reduces the weight of these plugs. You know, if you've got tubs of these, you know, I don't see the point in carrying the excess weight. I'd rather sell that excess weight to the scrapyard straight away and get rid of it altogether. And garden shears, I don't care what anyone says, garden shears are the best for cutting off plugs. I don't need to know about tin snips, that's rubbish. Garden shears goes through like butter, you know, you can cut right up top, it's a big opening. I actually went out and bought tin snips, a good expensive pair. Had to go and take them back because they just didn't do the job. So I drove all the way there for nothing. Same with these side cutters. If you scrap quite a lot, do yourself a favour and look for the double strength 2 times power cutters. They just help with cutting you know, things off, steel, cutting into brass, and you don't have to give as much tension. They really help your hands if you're doing heavy scrapping out appliances and stuff. You need to cut into pipes and stuff. Well, there we go. All right, guys. Well, I better go and get ready for this pickup. So I'll see you when I get back, and I'll just give you a little look at what else, and hopefully, as I said, we can add to the 103 PCs we got from this job. Even a couple more, the more the merrier. All right, guys. Well, I'll go and do this pickup, and I'll get back to this a little bit later. In fact, I'll probably just empty this tub into a container for now, and just keep this bin empty. And I'll probably just start going onto these switches now. Save the hands before before my hands start, you know, wake up in the morning and my fingers are stuck. Anyway, I'll go and do the pickup, and then we'll get onto some of these switches. Okie dokie. Here we go. It's like deja vu. This was pretty much exactly what the first pickup of this place was like. So well, just as I expected, pretty much the same kind of junky stuff. Those receipt printers. I think there's only one box of keyboards, and then again we've got monitors, and we've got some new things. Actually, when I say one box of keyboards, there's actually another 6 or 7 boxes of keyboards, but they're brand new in box. It's a real pain because not only they're really hard to sell, and even when they're brand new in box, they just take up a lot of room, and you might trickle one out once a month. So, and you know, and they're only worth like $10. But the van was really heavy loaded today. A bit of everything, and this is why I bought this trolley. Because as you can see, if I brought my other trolley, there'd be no room to put it back into the van, and so this just sat nicely in the side because you can fold it back up. So it was a good investment. Yeah, just makes up a big difference. But oh gosh, so some brackets and stuff, scrap steel, at least it's clean pressing, monitors. So I'm back to square one as far as another load of boxes to get rid of. You know, this is what, you know, I sort of keep mentioning about cardboard. You know, I get so much of it because they want to stuff everything in cardboard. And so these are cash boxes, but there is no keys for them. They're new, but he was saying that there's no, they're not actually wired up or anything, so they're no good to them. And they're really no good to me because there's no keys inside or out. But at least they'll go as clean pressing steel. So I get more than double the value almost now, because now the prices are dirty pressing steel is 13 cents a kilo at my yard, and clean pressing steel is 23 cents a kilo at my other yard. So even though the yard that I take clean pressing also takes dirty and they pay a little bit more, but they don't accept all the things that the other yard does. If you remember back in the video, I had a lot of monitors and a big flat screen TV. The second yard doesn't accept that sort of stuff as dirty pressing. The last few boxes were actually good stuff. So I'm looking forward to all that. I'm going to have to just take that into the back. As far as the, you know, the scrap marathon is concerned, well, it's still on. It's just that I got a priority now because I've got to empty this van because I do have another pickup tomorrow. Okay, so this one's all right. Well, apart from this stuff, these little port panels. They're just dirty pressing. So I'll start a new dirty pressing pile as well. So that was why I had a feeling I was going to have to make room and get rid of those cardboard boxes quickly, because as you can see, just as I get rid of the cardboard boxes, a whole lot come in. But I just want to go through some of the stuff, might as well, in this video. So this box here, it's power supplies. What's this one? 24 volt. So yeah, this could probably go as a laptop adapter. Just got little switches or modems or whatever you want to call them. Oh, that's handy. Well, I'll probably keep that because it's brand new, 3-core, pretty heavy duty. Good. There's not much there, but still, if I ever need that stuff. Now this box looks good too. This has little iPads, Drag and Touch, Tablet Express, designed in the US, made in China. Now that's a partnership and a half, isn't it? Wonder how long that's going to last. Model Y88X. Tablet Express. Okay. TF card. All right, well. For those that have forgot to take their tablets today, here's 6 of them. Actually, 7 of them. 7 of them, yeah. All right. We'll deal with them. Some hard drives. Just get rid of them. 250 gigabyte. Just in my hard drives. Okay, so this looks like mostly power supplies. Oh yeah, good stuff, Lenovo. So, oh yeah, some keyboards. Some, how's that? That's, you know, obviously stripped out laptops, but that's the Lenovo Battery. How's that for a battery? Slimline as. Isn't that amazing? That's amazing. Lithium ion, thin as. It's to fit the whole panel. Wow. So that's just incredible. So this is mostly just rubbish. Keyboards. Oh, tiny little motherboard in there somewhere. But yeah, power supplies and a whole heap of cable and switches. So this is a good box because the laptop power supplies, I get $5 each for them. You know, oh, the dreaded printers. Golly, how many did I just get rid of? And they're here again, and a lot of them are greasy. Handling the last batch, my hands were black. So, dirty pressing steel, number 1. Okay. And there were a lot of boxes, you know, that had stuff that was still sealed. So this one looks full box. How's this? Isn't this incredible? How they can just get, you know, they don't need this anymore. So this would have been for point of sale stuff. I'll show you the stuff I've got in the front seat. Yeah, so yeah, so obviously goes into the point of sale monitor, and this connects into the main unit. So it's not the kind of thing that's totally sellable. I can look them up, and this looks like it's going to be insulated, good insulated wire. No, they don't have part numbers, and there's, out of every one, it looks like something has been taken out. So they might have, yeah, because every one that's open, and they wouldn't have opened it up for nothing. So they needed one component out of there and then didn't need the rest. Well, their trash is my treasure. You know, it's a bit of work in there, getting rid of the packaging, and here's another batch. Wow. Yeah. Look at this. Again, it's just the one type of thing. So there you go. 3 pins. Strange. So no doubt it's for the point of sale, but this is a whole box. Gosh, there must be 100 in there or something. All right, well, there's 4 boxes that can come in. Here's a little box. Cat 5e cables, 2 meters, 6.5 feet. Okay, so okay, well, with this stuff I can look up if they're worth selling. Just, you know, I'll try and sell like the whole lot in one go or something like that. I probably won't end up selling them. I keep saying that, thinking, you know, wishful thinking, but I just don't have the time. And, you know, as you can see with all this stuff, this just keeps rolling in like this. The only problem with this trolley is it doesn't have a foot thing. So I can't put my foot in. I have to put my feet against the wheels so it doesn't roll back. There we go. We've only just started the very outside of it. All right. Well, yeah, so this is the same place that I got the 103 PCs from a couple of days ago. And in this batch, apart from the tablets, there's more tablets around, I think. There was only 4 PCs in this batch that I could see anyway. So I've just got to put it down here for now. And just get it inside before it might rain. I just got to go through it, like process this straight away. These things, I'll just put them into the garage for now until I'm ready. But here's my poor old switches that have to get done. That's the next scrap item in this marathon. But since some of you like my marathons, well, this is about as marathon as it gets. All right, so apart from some power supplies, those power supplies are just for these things. They're not really useful. I'll get the rest out when I load this back into the van. So it looks like after the next pickup, I'm probably going to have enough to go and do another dirty scrap steel run. So, oh wow, oh, huh. All those ones in bags, look at that, there's 1,000 of them. So in this case, it's a classic example where, okay, you got the plug, 2 plugs that you got to take off, and this, you know, we might be able to get away with. It's more data cable than anything, so it's not worth it. Not worth sitting there cutting all these plugs off to get data cable. Might as well just leave them on and actually probably get more money for them selling them as low grade wire, right? Because there's like, there's got to be 500 at least. You know, here's some good cable. So that we can cut the plugs off for insulated wire. But yeah, all this, wow, low grade wire. But even if it's low grade, that's okay. It's still a few bucks here and there. Just, you know, it all adds up. Okay, next, more cable and power supplies. And get the rest. Dirty pressing steel again. That's 3 boxes. I've just come back from the pickup, so I'm still puffed out from actually doing the job. I got me coffee. Some people comment, man, look how dirty your cup is. It's not. I start with a clean cup, guys. It's just that I make a cappuccino and on the top it froths up, and then I sprinkle a whole heap of chocolate. So that's just chocolate and froth. That's just dried up in the sun here. You know, and that's spillage. But don't worry, I'm not a grub. I'm almost one of those germaphobes, you know. I like to have my stuff clean. Some more point of sale stands. All right. We haven't even made a dent really. Okay, another box. Oh, another one of these. What's in the front here is your hard drive caddies. Most of them, it looks like they're empty anyway, but there's 4 hard drive slots, and it's just like a little PC. Okay, I've got quite a few small ones of these, you know, the scanner things, barcode readers. These are good ones, the symbol. You know, but the only problem is I don't know how to test them out, and so for resale it's really hard for me, because they could be, you know, they don't just throw them away because they don't, you know, they just feel like it. They throw them away because of a reason, usually, unless they're upgrading. But these are the chargers for them. So cool. Just more of that cable stuff. Yeah, even these ones have been all opened up, something removed. That's okay. Okay, yay, our first empty box. All right. It's got just a monitor stand. That in plastic, that in dirty pressing. Okay. So now I've got 13 of these PCs from this joint. Hypro 12 volt. So they're for something, they're not laptop. So I'll still go through it, but yeah, they're just for something else. Yeah, but there are a couple of interesting things. I'll show you what I first started loading. Not sure what happened to the camera there, it just decided to stop. But yeah, I'll show you the first things I started loading into the front seat of the van. Which I'm glad I did start to do that straight up, because it became quite obvious really quickly that I was going to need every bit of space I could get. And I reckon I probably could have got a few more bits and pieces, but he saw that the van was full to the brim. I'm just glad that at the end he gave me those few boxes there with cable and some tablets. Just helps to get a bit of value. Okay, I'll just show you some coffee. So I say 4 PCs, there might have only been 3. There might be another one hidden. So they're the PCs. They look quite older than the other ones that I got. And I got these things here. Check these out. This one's a new one. Still got the seal. So I might just look these ones up. Although, see, they're new, but they've been sitting around for a long time. Got a bit of surface rust. So they're, you know, restaurant type of pads. So it all connects to the receipt thing, and so on. Yeah, but I'll just keep this one, just in case it turns out like, oh, they're worth, you know, they're selling like hotcakes and they're worth a lot of money, which never is the case. But I'll show you this for example. So here's one here, and if you lift up this top cover, you can see this is where the keypad is, and this is like kind of like a big mylar. Right, I'll just rip this one out. There we go. Came out nice. Okay, we'll get into the sun. Okay, so on this side you can see it's quite nice silver, like a lot more than keyboard mylar. This would have triple, probably 4 times as much silver, because, you know, 50% of this whole sheet has got silver. Even there. But the one problem is that I'm not sure if this will actually, it might separate, and that would be a whole lot better. I'll just see if I can do this now, because you can see here this has got that carbon sheet where the crisscross pattern, and that's carbon, and that kind of affects your silver recovery. Same with keyboard mylars. You'll get some that are clean and some that have got the black dots, and that's a problem. Okay, well this, all right, it's going to be pretty hard, but it's actually, this is 2 layers, and that's what makes these look like crisscross, because it's got one's going up and one's going across. So this part here is really, you know, very easy silver recovery, but the next part might be a little bit more difficult because of the carbon, but it might still be able to separate that again. But then we're talking about real fiddly long-term work. Even though silver's going up, I don't know how much worth it, but to recover this, because it's one sheet stuck onto the other and another one on top of that, these have got to be separated before you can actually get to the silver. So you've got to peel these away. So I will keep them for speculation one day. You know, if silver does go to the moon, then it'll definitely be worth it. But I've got a few packs of these. Okay, so they're called a Versaterm membrane with shield, long tail. Okay, so how's this? Brand new. All right, there must be 20 in a pack. And so there we go, the same deal. Okay. So there we go. An interesting version of keyboard Mylar. Yeah. And these things, well, I'm gonna obviously might as well scrap this one out. Just want to have a look, see if they're worth scrapping out again. So we've got some video ports here. Port for the cash drawer. So this is where those cables would go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they would have been for the cash drawers, those cables. Just out of curiosity. Yeah, no. So customer display they might have been. Okay. Yeah. Because that's a female and these are all males. But I will scrap one of these out when I get to the scrapping table. Yeah, so I thought I was going to have a jam-packed first marathon video with, you know, scrapping out heaps of stuff, and well, can only do what I can do. So there's a whole front seat section of those panels, and if I can get to there, I'll show you the keyboards. That's going to take a while. I'll just, well, it doesn't make much difference. I've got to empty it all out. So this is more of these things. That's 4 boxes. This is same again. Wow. How many of these did they use? My gosh. So they're obviously servicing a whole bunch of restaurants, or unless they own all the restaurants. They're in a pretty posh part of town, so I don't think they're a, you know, a cheaper business. Yeah, okay. Cash box. No keys. I will, of course, you know, as I go through those boxes of cables and that, I'll keep an eye out for keys. I do have a nice cash box like that already with the keys, which I'm pretty happy about. It's not for resale, it's just for one day my own personal use. If I decide to maybe, you know, sell at markets, sell my fruit and vegetables. Okay, so this box looks good too. Now we've got a nice little switch. Awesome. And a lot of Cat 5 cables. Once again, patch cables, whole packets. Oh yeah, more. We like our Cisco routers, switches, whatever you want to call them. Splitters. This is it's a external hard drive. Interesting. Keyboard, yay. Another one. Yeah, just all cables and junk. Cool. We'll get some value out of that. I like that. switches. Awesome. Okay, next. Some more monitors. Just junk. Okay. Same deal. Starting to get a bit monotonous, these printers, eh? Goodness me. No. And I'm sure I'll get another half a dozen comments saying that I should sell them on eBay. No. What should happen is those guys that tell me that I should sell those printers on eBay should come over and pick them up and sell them yourself. I'll give them to you for the price that I get, 13 cents a kilo, which is what, about 7 cents a pound or something. You come and you can have them all, 7 cents a pound. I'll even give you the boxes. And I bet I won't get any takers. There's this one thing, talking the talk, it's another thing walking the walk. And I've been around long enough to know that what best to do and what not to waste time on. These. All right, another box. Yay. See guys, it's not easy work. There's loose ones even. All right, a broken box. Even better. Oh, don't know where to start. I just want to get to the keyboards. I hear something different. Another box. Same deal. And these are the medium size. These are the super heavy duty size. Still, there's nothing in them to worth scrapping. You know, worth spending so much time on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 boxes of that stuff so far. Golly, there's one I can see right in front of me. Box 11. Yay. And loose ones, they came in a plastic box, and so whenever they have stuff in plastic tubs, I always make sure that whether they want them back or not, because I don't want to take their tubs and they call me and say, oh yeah, we needed those plastic tubs because we're doing some more moving. It's just one of them. That new one. Okay. Hey, PCs. This one's a i3. Early era. Same here. They're really, in this country, they're pretty much finished, you know. i3. It's only the I think they're like grey label or black label. the later series of i3s. You know, they're still okay. I mean, you could restore them and give them away, but I just don't know anyone to do that, and I don't have time to sit and wait for some stranger to rock up to grab a PC off me. Okay, so this box, well, this one's something. Okay, so this is an iPad, and the screen is good, so I got value there. If it works okay, if it turns on, and you know, if it's not locked, because once they're locked, they're finished. I get $5 each for them. But if they're not locked, this one, good screen, I can get $50 for it. But this one is a 64 gigabyte iPad, so probably should be getting about $70 for that. And this one's an Asus Windows Intel Atom. I'd imagine this would only be, I might get $10 for it. This one, I haven't seen one of these. It's a Lenovo Thinkpad. Wow, isn't that nice? I might actually keep that one. Lenovo, you know, it's the smallest ThinkPad that I've seen. So I'll put them aside. This looks like a good box, actually. It's a nice little Cisco. What is it? A Cisco Edge digital media player. Okay. I might even keep that. I mean, when I say keep it, I'll keep it to see if I can get better value for it. These are solid state drive, brand new in packaging, Kingston. Only problem is it's only 60 gigabytes, but you know, it's okay to put together a PC or a laptop. No, probably PC. No, this is interesting. Doesn't have the floppy in there. They're just floppies, but it said IBM BIOS fix. But there's no floppy. Oh, these are nice. They're what are they? I can't even see the size of it. 100. Well, they're 128 gigabytes. Don't know what the yellow sticker means. Might just mean they could be damaged, but light on. They're actually nice. I like the aluminium color. Solid state drive. So this is, you know, the goodies box. You know, the ones where you spend a bit of time and going through. So nothing here so far is scrap. It's all. Oh, here's an Apple. Well, it's not an Apple. It's a cell phone, but the brand is an Apple. I'm being sarcastic to myself. So it's an iPhone model A1387. I don't know what that means. It's a nice one though. So I'll just see if I can sell it. See if my buyer will buy it. This one is a Nexus, so this is just a scrap. What's this? Lindy. Something's been taken out. Oh, it's a media kind of port. Strange. Another SSD. Oh yeah, same as the one in the packet. So this yellow might mean that it's you know, everyone's got different codes. Yellow could be damaged. You know, sometimes they use red stickers, means damage. Sometimes they put stickers just to label them and doesn't mean anything. Okay. Oh, that's good. We've got a USB Mac charger, so I'll keep that. to test out this Mac and more Macs. There's another one of them. A hard drive, 250 gig, scrap. And what's this? 30 pins space pod, 30 pin sync charge cable. Okay, so that might go for yep, iPhone 4s, iPad 2 and iPad. So that's a good one. There's some keys. Remember what I said about keys? I'll just throw this hard drive away. Keys, cash box. Nope, that's round, that's straight. But we'll get some brass. Alright, so this box is a special box. It's a handle with care box. There we put all our goodies in. And I'll take this in along with this PC. Okay. Well, I'm having fun. Anyone awake still? Hello, wake up, wake up. All right, I'll deal with that. I'll take that inside. How are we going for battery? Not much more time, but I need to sit back and have another coffee. Just try and recover a bit. Well, I am now, but oh, surprise, surprise. I'll deal with those when I start loading this stuff back in the van loosely. I'll cut all the cables. Okay. Oh wow. Yeah, there's actually, even though I expected a lot of these again, I didn't expect so many again. But then at the same time I did expect more. Well, here I go again. I was just about to say I did expect more keyboards. I can see one box of keyboards in there as I was loading, but there's, yeah, as I said, there's about 6 or 7 boxes of brand new keyboards in boxes. So it's even more work taking them out of the packaging. Okay, so these are the real heavy ones, the big ones. Oh, oh, they're getting heavier. Okay. A day in the life of a eWaste recycler. See, I'm showing you these videos to scare yous off. Okay, so here we go. Cool. So it was like a little restaurant. Meat pies. Americans wouldn't probably understand that. Potato cakes. Yeah, sausage rolls, meat pies, dim sims. Do they have dim sims in America? Not dim sum, dim sim. Cheeseburgers they do, buffalo wings, that's American. Wedges, hot dog. Hot dog. Look, they got 4 for hot dogs as well. I think just so they don't have to press, you know, they can miss the spot and go anywhere. You want a hot dog? There you go. You want a, you know, hot dog and a meat pie. Wedges. Asian small, Asian large, no sale. Cool. Oh, that's fun. Oh, this one's even better. This is my type of cash register. Jim Beam, Great North. Don't know what Great North is. I think it's a beer. Maybe not. Vic Bitter. That's our #1 beer in Australia. We don't, as you can see, there's no Fosters here. We don't drink Fosters. That's only for exportation. Furphy, which is an Australian beer. It's a reasonably new beer. They're advertising. And Smirnoff vodka. So that's all people are drinking. You want a vodka? You want a Jim Beam. Otherwise, it's beer. Oh God, that's a classic. I like that one. It just goes to show, you know, and you know, like, unbelievable. There's no, you know, like brandy or rum or you know, anything else. It's Jim Beam or vodka or beer. Very Australian, even though Jim Beam's. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is for the yuppies. Right, 150 lashes, which is actually it's a beer. And then you got apple cider, Swindler, might be a craft beer, and Hopfather. So I think these two might be crafty beers. That's commercial, and apple cider. Strong ball. All right, one more. What do we got here? Okay. So this is, oh, this one's cool. Actually, can take this out. See that? Isn't that cool? They can just put in a photocopy. So 150 lashes, orchard cider, swindle, pizza, cheese plate, popcorn, JD and cola. Oh, Jack Daniels and cola, that's a good one. Canadian Club and dry, vodka, red can. So this is cans. So this might be, you know, out the door kind of sales. Cool. Wow, that's fun. Interesting just to see all the different things people buy. As you can probably tell, I don't go out much, so I don't see, you know, I don't order a lot of that stuff. You know, I like my Jim Beam. I prefer it in 4-gallon drums. It's much more economical. Get a good week out of that. All right, so as I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with these. Well, I'm going to scrap one, and just to make sure that there's nothing of value, because they might turn out to have really good circuit boards in there, otherwise just dirty steel. Okay. Well, we're getting there. And this is, you know, actually the battery's going to go flat in a minute, so I'll go and change the battery and make myself another cuppa. But as you can see, you know, the pickup didn't take that long. 20 minutes to drive there, and about 25 minutes to bring all the stuff down in the elevator, maybe half an hour. So let's say, you know, an hour and 20 minutes all up, hour and a half. But as you can see, that hour and a half to do the actual job, but that's only the start. That is the absolute start, you know. So it's not all glitz and glamour. I've already been going half an hour here, even though I'm talking, having a bit of fun. It does take time to just unload the van and put things in places where I can start then processing. Then I've got to still take all the cables out of this, load these back into the van, then cardboard boxes I've got to squash down and load back into the van, take it back there. So a complete repeat of what I just done. Okay, so this is better. Yeah, more Cat 5 switches or modem, whatever it is. And yeah, here's a cable again. So yeah, this stuff's good. That stuff pays the bills, you know. It doesn't pay the bills heaps, but it's something. It all adds up, and I fill up a wheelie bin of cable. Well, Cat 5 cable, we don't get that much for it, so a wheelie bin's probably about 70 bucks. Yeah, I better take this in and go and change this battery. All right, guys. Well, if you want to help support my channel, stay tuned for a commercial break that in total might actually buy me a beer. All right. Okay, well, I'm freshened up a little bit, had a coffee and ready to go again. Oh, what's this? Oh, cool. Greasy printer, receipt printers, just what I wanted. Oh, these are the big ones, the nice heavy ones. I had just the spot for it. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 boxes. Oh, and I can see another one. Yay, another 2. Okay, so I finally got to these, what are they? The keyboards I was talking about. Okay, so it looks like there's 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. Gosh, 9 boxes. Okay, so these ones are sealed. I saw one that was already open, just in case, you never know. Oh God. Okay, so there's 10 in a per box, and this was case number 45 of 51. So they ordered 51 of these keyboards, 51 boxes. So that's 510 keyboards they ordered. That's a lot of keyboards, but this gives me good information, like the weight, like the gross weight of this is 8.95 kilos. So just in case, if they do turn out sellable, I can sell the whole box and it's ready packaged. All I have to do is just put a address label on it and bang, and I can, because I've got the weights, I can calculate how much the shipping is going to be, and it's nice and easy. But in my experience, in getting a lot of this stuff over the years, this stuff just doesn't sell. Very hard. It just takes, oh, there's more. Oh my gosh. So it looks like about 10 or 11 boxes here. Fun. And because I don't have much room in the garage, and they've obviously got to keep them under cover, I don't like to bring this stuff inside because I really don't have room for this anyway. Okay, so here's one that's open, so I'll get to show you this. There's a couple that are open. All right. Just get that one on. Okay. Shintaro. Shintaro sounds Japanese, but these are made in just China. Okay, so they're nicely packaged, shrink wrapped. So here we go. Shintaro multimedia keyboard, combining style, function and value. That's warning bells. When it says value, it means they're cheap. They work, but they're cheap. 21 spill-proof protection. Oh, that's what I need, spill-proof protection. Always spilling coffee and replacing them, but I get so many, I replace mine sometimes every 4 weeks. Driver-free USB connection. Okay, so just a plug and play. Okay, yep, so I actually seen these. in the first pickup that I then did there, I seen the ones with the shiny Shintaro. Yep, that's it. So that's it. That's what the keyboard looks like. And yeah, they're very light, so there's not much to them. I'll have to look them up to see. They look kind of fancy, but it's, yeah, I'm sure they'll do the job. I'll just have to look them up and see how much they sell for, and if they sell okay, I mean, I could just sell boxes of 10, and you know, maybe some business might, you know, can use them. Box of 10. I'm not going to sell them singly because, yeah, I mean, I could. They're kind of already packaged. I could just put an address label on it and send it away like that. It's not going to look that professional. Much rather sell a whole box. Yeah. So what have we got there? That's 5 boxes. Holy dolly. So, you know, if they sold, great. But it's just holding on to them for who knows how long. But either way, I've just got to put them under cover for now. And all I can do, I can't even get in there to place them nicely, but it doesn't matter. It's the best that I can do. And I know what's going to happen. I'm going to end up having to open them all up, but if that's the case, I'll just take them to my plastic recycler and say, hey, can you do me a favor and just take these off my hands? No, he's probably not going to like them anyway, because it's all about the packaging. You've got to pay someone to sit there and pull out, you know, open up a whole heap of packaging for something that's not worth anything. You're at a loss straight up. Right? We'll see what happens. And I think that's about it. Everything heavy Versaterm box plus power supplies. Yeah, I just can't believe how many. These boxes are all the printer labels. These bigger boxes, I might have to check them out. Fun and games. So yeah, reasonably a low value pickup. What, 4 PCs, that square boxy one and 3 regular. Well, 4 PCs plus 103 PCs from the first job. So it's 107 PCs all up from one place. And so far 100 keyboards brand new in box. Gosh. See, in some countries that have got a bigger population, like in America, I'd sell them no problem. You know, in India, I could open up a shop and sit on them and make enough money to survive for quite a while. In fact, these 2 loads in India, you know, it's probably a year's worth of wages for some people. Not everyone, believe me. India is not a very, it's a funny thing. A lot of people get the impression that India is a poor country. Yeah, there are, because there's like 1.3 billion people, of course there are going to be a lot of poor people, but there are more millionaires in India than there are people in Australia. So there are more than 25 million millionaires in India. So there's a lot of rich people. There's a lot of money there. It's just that people tend to focus on the negative, you know, and every country's got poverty. I couldn't believe the figures from America, you know, something like, I can't remember, it was some crazy figure like 30 million or more people are homeless in America. 30 million people. That's, again, more people than there are in Australia are homeless in America. But hey, here in Australia, we've got our own homeless people too. Don't worry about that. Which is quite crazy when you think of it, because Australia is almost the size of America land-wise. And just as valuable in resources. So maybe they should just invite more people from around the world to come to Australia. It'll help business anyway, you know, more e-waste for me. And yeah, today was one of those days that I was speaking about earlier on in the video about having late nights and waking up a little bit late. I woke up at 11 o'clock this morning, which is the latest I've ever woken up for. I've woken up for at least a year, but I did have a very late night. And so I woke up at 11 and I had this pickup booked for 1 o'clock. So it's 20 minutes to get there. So I had an hour and a half to like get ready and get motivated. And so now it's already getting pretty late. Now these boxes are sealed. There might be one that's open. Oh, yay. Right, we've got something a little bit different down the bottom. I bet you these are ink cartridges. No. USB to serial converter. Conversion of USB to RS-232. Okay. Yeah. I think it's like connecting them to like something like this, probably to connect to the modems. I don't really know. I don't have time for that sort of stuff. You know, I usually keep a couple boxes just in case someone says, oh, you know, I need a USB to R232 converter. You don't happen to have one? Oh yeah, yeah, you can have one. Oh yeah. All right. More of these. It's unbelievable. Yeah, I honestly didn't expect so many of these again. I knew there were going to be a lot, but you know, scrap wise, you know, it would take months for me to process these just to get a few cents out of them. So, but scrap wise, that whole batch might be about 80, you know, $80 or so, something you know, similar to the last batch. There's more. I think this is the last box. Thank God for that. But yeah, it's just 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 14, 15, 22, 23, 24 boxes. 24 boxes. Wow. 24 boxes sounds great, but it's 24 boxes of junk. Okay. And these are really heavy. So, okay. Oh. So more of these. Versaterm, multi-line. Well, there's going to be a lot of keyboard mylars. I'm just hoping that there's a good little circuit board in here. I don't know why this camera is cutting out at the moment. Yeah, really hope so. You know, hopefully if it's the circuit board's this big, this size here, then yeah, I'd at least take all them out and then just and take the mylar and just send the rest along with the other printers. But there's 5 boxes. Gosh, I'm starting to run out of room. And okay, so this one's sealed, but I don't know if it's, I guess I'll find out. It's because it says plus power supplies. So I don't know whether they're second hand or new or no, just used. Power supplies. That's a little card swipe, and so that circuit board there is hardly worth taking out either. But we'll scrap one out as soon as I get a chance to start scrapping. Oh, more of these again. Oh well, at least amongst it there's going to be, you know, we're going to get some cable anyway, so it will increase the value a little bit. Another Shintaro, so 1, 2, 3, so 13 boxes of these keyboards, 130 keyboards all up. And yep, all of these loose ones. Well, if I didn't stack them in like that at the start, I wouldn't have been able to get everything that I did. But I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Nah, it's all good. You got to take the, you know, bad stuff as well as the good stuff, you know. You can't just say, oh no, that's not worth much money to me. You know, I'll leave that and I'll take that. Oh yeah, that I'll take that. You know, you can't do that. You got to just take everything they want to give you, and that's how they'll call you back. You know, because if they remember that, oh, that's right, he only took some stuff that he could get money out of, and the rest he just, you know, we had to still get rid of them. You know, so it defeats the purpose of them calling you if they've got to still do most of the work. So running out of space, and so obviously I'm not going to get anything scrapped out today because I've got to start processing all this stuff in boxes out here, the cables and all that, because you know, there could be good items in there before it starts raining. So yeah, you know, like these things. Well, when I say process, I think all I'm going to have time for today is trying to find an undercover spot for them. Alright, well, I'm not sure what the next stage of this video is going to be. Hopefully we start the scrapping. No point in continuing on videoing that. You get the picture. And yeah, okay, so I've got to get prepared for this pickup that I'm doing, this other one. No, before that I've got to drop off a couple of tubs, and I've got to prepare my laptops and stuff that I'm taking to my buyer. So yeah, as well as those nice PCs, 107 or whatever it was. So yeah, it's these ones that I was pretty happy about. So these I should get pretty good money for. Really nice Toshiba. Look how slimline they are. So these, you know, would have that big battery, that big flat battery. And yeah, so this is the Core i5 Pro. I think they're a reasonably late model one, but I'll give you a little look at all the stuff that I've accumulated over the last couple of weeks from pickups, and that I'm taking to my buyer. So this good Apple, I'll probably take this in and see if I can get it working. If it works really good, I might not even sell it to my buyer. I'll probably give it to a family member, just so they can play around with it, because it is a 64 gigabyte one. So it is a good one. All right, I'll continue on here, and next stage of this video, hopefully you'll see me scrapping, or well, you'll actually see me showing you what I'm taking to my buyer, and I'll probably give you a result of that and show you what I also bring back from the buyer as far as cable and whatever other bits of junk he gives me. All right, I'll see you soon. Rightio, so here we go with this one of these touch pads. Just want to have a look to just make sure that see whether they're worth scrapping out, or just throw them complete in scrap steel. I've undone okay, well, there's oh yeah, this is a mid-grade board. It's got ICs, it's got tantalum capacitors. Hey, how cute is that? Look at that, a little lead acid battery. I didn't expect that. So it must obviously just be a backup battery. Oh, yeah, that's super cute. How cute is that? Gosh, I'd like to be able to test them out to see if they've got enough power in there to hold charge. And yeah, because yeah, they're probably no real good anyway. I don't know what to do with them. I'd rather, if I was going to use a power wall or something like that, I'd rather have much bigger ones than that. But that's super cute. Tiny little 12 volt battery, still a lead acid battery. So one board here is okay, and it looks like alrighty. So So this is for the LCD panel, but it's you know, one of the best boards I've seen for an LCD panel. Geez. And then we've got this board here, which controls all the touch screens. And this is actually quite a good one too. It's got a removable IC here, tantalum capacitors. It's got pretty much, yeah, some ICs under here as well. Cable, bit of wire. So yeah, even got some nice, they're not nice, they're just pretty plain gold pins, but still. So definitely worth scrapping out, and they're not hard. There's only 6 screws on the sides and they just pop open, and then obviously just doing the screws here, but that's surprising, because usually I get stuff like this and there's like a tiny little circuit board like in those receipt printers, and they're just not worth scoring all the rubbish. And the beauty of this is, whilst most of it would have been dirty pressing steel, okay, so for this to go as a mid-grade board, obviously this whole panel has to come off. But I'll just see if I can, yeah, the other side, that's just going to be clean steel now. So I'm getting, you know, almost double for clean pressing steel as opposed to dirty. So I'm definitely increasing the value here, and it's not a whole lot of extra, you know, well, it is time, but it's good time, all good value there. That's the only thing it would go into dirty pressing steel or whatever you want to do with that. And here, well, because it's got to be clean steel, the only thing is I'll have to remove this plastic sheet, but that's all right, because I'm going to do it with all of them anyway to get the keyboard, to get the mylar out of it. And now we've got clean steel. And this side as well. It's only a small mid-grade board, but it'll be quite a heavy one because it's got all the video ports and stuff there. So certainly nothing to depopulate there, but except for the couple of tantalum capacitors. So there we go. So yeah, 3 larger tantalums. I leave these small ones on, just not, can't be bothered. This it's a capacitor of some sort, so I'll leave that. But yes, so good weight to that. There is a battery, so I'll definitely have to remove the battery. But yeah, we can get away with mid-grade board there, and we still get a couple of tantalums on top. Obviously leave the IC chip on, otherwise we turn it into a low grade. And but yeah, because of these ports, good value board. I mean, same weight as a board, you know, can be 3 or 4 times the size. And there we go, we've got some more clean steel. So, well, at least these ones are a winner. There we go. Beautiful. Ready to go. All right. So I've got probably, I must have about 30 or 40. Okay, now I just got to, it's a really strange first video of a scrap marathon, because it seems to be doing everything but scrapping really. I do have to get onto these switches and stuff first, but before all that, I need to actually prepare for my next pickup, which is also a drop-off, because I sell a whole heap of stuff. So I've just got to organise all the stuff that I'm selling, and I've got to go and do that pickup. All right, so I'm just getting ready to go and do my pickup and the drop-off of stuff that I'm selling. This is the, just every, I go and do this pickup every 3 weeks. And so whatever I accumulate over that 3 weeks for that I can sell, I take it in. So these are the Toshiba laptops that I mentioned, the nice i5s, very slimline. Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see how much I get for just this small batch. I prefer to send in a lot more, but things are a bit quiet. So this is the Core M, but it still is a very nice laptop actually, Lenovo. So yeah, and it's just hit and miss. Some things I get really good money for. So those ones there, the i5s, I should get pretty good money for. The Lenovo, it'll obviously be a little bit less. This one's a nice one too. This one's actually a beautiful laptop. It's a Toshiba Tecra. So it does have the i5, but it's also got a good graphics card, the NVIDIA, what is it, NVS. So yeah, this is actually a beautiful little laptop, this one. It's just amazing. You go and do pickups and you get good stuff, but it balances out some stuff. It's really hit and miss. So he doesn't buy every single laptop. So this one here, Intel Centrino, it's an old one, Windows XP. It is in good condition, but he most likely, if he does buy it, it's only going to be maximum $10, But still, $10 is better than selling it as a scrap laptop. And but whatever he doesn't buy, I just take back, and then that ends up as scrap. And then all I'll do is probably I just take out the RAM and sell the laptop as scrap. So this Toshiba here, it's a Core 2 Duo, so older, but Core 2 Duos, depending on the model, he might still buy that. These Sony Vios, I'm not sure on that, but he might buy it. What he normally looks at, he'll obviously see the what kind of processors in there, what generation. That's very important, especially with i3s. The older i3 generations, they don't sell well, so don't get much money. But he also looks at the screen. He can tell not only if there's cracks, but if there's actual damage. He'll see like little shades and stuff. So he looks at that. He takes into account whether there's a hard drive, whether there's parts missing. But that's all right, because he also buys them for parts, like this one here, missing the battery. And not sure about the screen. This one, I'm just putting in there. If he buys it, it'll only be $5, but still, an Acer. This one looks a little bit old. Once they start getting chunky, yeah, it's just a Centrino, so he might not even buy this one. But that's fine, I don't know what he's going to buy until I bring it. Like this one here, again, an older one. Most likely, I'll bring this one back, but worth a try. Got these these are like touch screens for point of sale kind of things. So I'm not sure if he's interested in them. Got a half a dozen of them. I take them as well. And this thing here, it's a nice brand, Cisco. The Cisco Edge 340W digital media player. He might be interested in that. He does buy stuff like that as well, so that's cool. So that's most of the laptops all done. And what else? I'll just take these hard drives. Sometimes he likes these hard drives, and oh yeah, the Apple iPhone, he might buy that. And also, I don't need this, but he can probably use it. So I get a price for everything, even if it's $5, it's better than just sitting it around. What else I got? I've got about
29 power supply units for laptops, so I get $5 each for them. I'm happy. And sure, I could sell all this, try and sell it on eBay, but I've already explained, it's just I don't have the system in place to test all this out, and I just don't have time to list on eBay and sell to individual people. It's just a lot easier to sell it all in one go, and you know, if I get half the money and he makes half the money after mucking around and repairing them and selling them, good luck to him. I'm happy to just grab good money and run. And yeah, I got see, just always try and remove the company stickers, you know, just you know, for their own protection. So I've got 7 of these, which I'll take in. These ones don't sell much. They're i5s, so you know, they're reasonably late model Acer Veritons, really nice small compact PCs. But these ones I know don't sell for a lot. Even though they are i5, I get about $30 each for them. But still, $30 each is a lot better than scrap value, because it's only got a little motherboard and stuff. And sure, I could put these on eBay and maybe get $100, $80. But again, just no time. And I don't have power supplies, so how do I, you know, how do you sell it without power supply? No, you know. So, but that's a good one. 7 of them. Should get $30 each, so $210 just for them. And the last thing are these really cute little PCs. Yeah, these ones are tiny little Lenovo PCs, micro PCs. They're really cute, and look how small they are, tiny. They're little think centers, right? They're really cool little items. There's a lot of these on eBay selling at the moment, but they're the i5 version. This one's the i3, but I should get about $35 each for them. Even though they're only i3, it's the black sticker. It's a later generation i3, so you still get good money for these. I'm going to see if I can get a little bit more, you know, for them. I'll see when I get there, because I reckon they're pretty cool and they still got good value. So yeah, this was a good pickup. I got 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 15 of them, so that's going to be good. And that's the standalone PC, and there are also a few, well, I've got 3 or 4 of them that are put into a little cover, and they're actually got a DVD drive mounted on the top, and so that's a little cable connector. So just yeah, so that's PC with DVD if you want that added option. So really cool. And I'd love to scrap one out just to have a bit of fun, but you know, in these cases I'd rather get the cash. So that's all I'm taking in. And yeah, hopefully I've got another one of them. Yeah, as well as power supplies, and I sell things like projectors from school. He also buys projectors and pretty much anything, even switches and routers. If they've got the gigabit switch part, he'll buy some of them. Yeah, so that's it. So this is my kind of cash flow. Every 3 weeks I take in all the things. So, you know, all those people that comment in my videos saying, oh, you know, you should sell that. You know, I know what I can sell and what I can't, and I do pretty okay. I'm happy with what I get. All right, guys, well, I better go and do this pickup. Well, not right now, but I'm just going to catch up and clean up a few things around the yard. And yeah, I think as a first up scrap marathon video of this series, I think I'll just leave it there. And when I come back to part 2 of this scrap marathon, I'll let you know how much I actually got for all this stuff, in case you're wondering. And yeah, and we'll finally get into scrapping these switches and scrapping PCs, and yeah, just going really hard. you know, as you've all seen, all the stuff that's coming in, it's just coming in everywhere, and I've got to deal with those keyboards, so I might do an update on what I end up doing with them. Keyboards in boxes, yeah, and just start getting onto things. I'd love to get all these things out of the boxes and load it into the van, but I've got to do obviously this pickup, so I need the space in the van. But maybe when I come back from that, if I've got time, I'd like to get this out the way before the weekend. But there we go, yeah. And yeah, process all these things. Now I know 3 cool boards, 1 tiny little lead acid battery, keyboard mylar, really awesome stuff. Always sort of get these kind of boards. These are like a kind of like a whilst they're technically telecom, and you know, you see on the other side, check out that, you know, it's you know, all nice goldy and all that. I have depopulated some things off this board already. I just sell them as server grade boards because they don't have as much as a real telecom board would have had. If it had IC chips all over there, then yeah, it would be a telecom. But yeah, seems to get a lot of these days. People are finding the Wi-Fi boxes out and about. All right, guys. Well, I hope that was interesting enough. Part 1 of the biggest scrap marathon in the history of television and YouTube. Oh yeah, I forgot all about these ones too. So I must have close to 100 of these, because these 5 boxes here all contain these. So they're going to certainly keep me busy. Going to get a lot of this silver mylar and a lot of clean steel, and well, 3 circuit boards in each, and they're everywhere. Oh, there's another box there. Yeah, so anyway, hope that was a bit of fun for you guys. Check out the next stage of this scrap marathon. It'll probably be in 4 or 5 days time. Just depends on how long it takes me to get it all done. And yeah, and I'll let you know how much I got for all this. And I'm not sure, maybe I might get a street scrap session in. We're still in lockdown, so it's a little bit hard, but hopefully things start settling down in the next few days, and I might go out there and just have a one quick pick day. We'll see how we go. All right, guys, keep scrapping, have fun, and I'll catch you soon.